Welcome back to American Agenda. Well, filing suit. It is time now for the other view. The National Collegiate Athletic Association, commonly known as the NCAA, is being sued by 16 female athletes, including outspoken swimmer Riley Gaines, for its transgender policies. The suit is led by the Independent Council on Women's Sports and alleges the NCAA violated Title IX by allowing University of Penn swimmer Leah Thomas, who was a man and transitioned to a woman, to compete at the national championships in 2022. Joining us now to discuss is multinational cycling champion and silver masters world medalist Evie Edwards and former vice chair for the New Jersey Federation of Republican Women and the host of Money Talk with Melanie, Melanie Collette. Great to have you both with us here. It seems, Evie, that this is something that was bound to happen because, of course, Title IX is a federal statute that guarantees equal opportunity for men and women in college education and sports. And this lawsuit accuses the NCAA of reinterpreting Title IX to define a woman based on testosterone levels rather than biological sex. And again, of course, Evie, you've competed against transgender athletes yourself. What do you think about that? Do you think that biological men, even if they have had certain types of hormone therapies, are still significantly stronger than the biological women they compete against?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. Men can never become women, so it's impossible for a male to transition to a female. Once born a male, once an individual has been defined as XY chromosome, there's absolutely nothing that they can do to mitigate that biological advantage that appears in sport. As well, they will never qualify as a female for female spaces. Now, this NCAA lawsuit is a long time in coming. We've issued a demand letter for 2 years in a row. We have thousands of female athletes, coaches, administrators who have signed on to say that this is categorically unfair. It's competitively unfair for females. It's unsafe. It destroys women's safe spaces like locker rooms and bathrooms. It takes away numerous opportunities. It's not just Leah Thomas. This is occurring everywhere across the country and has been for at least the last 7 years to our knowledge. So again, this is a long time in coming. The NCAA is a monolith, and it's time that we literally take it down with female opinions, voices, and we take back our female sports category.
Yeah, Evie, before I jump to Melanie, I do want to just get quickly your reaction. What is it like to compete against a biological male in a sport that you were used to excelling at and competing against people who are on an equal playing field?
Yeah, that's correct. It literally destroys the competitive feeling. When you sign up to do a race, you feel that you're going to be competing against other women who may have advantages through training. Right. But certainly a biological male will always have an advantage. Psychologically, it's damaging. I personally have been accused of sexual harassment and sexual misconduct by males that I've competed against, simply because they didn't like my opinion. Wow. So there's a psychological component that these women are being threatened, both their personal, everything. It's just the unfairness is across the board. It's not on the starting block or the line. It is completely a part of their life and their livelihood. And it is unfair for them to be competing with males.
Melanie, I want to get you in here. This is all you. Now, some of the athletes in this lawsuit are choosing to stay anonymous so they don't face public backlash or retribution like we've seen Riley Gaines do, like we've seen Evie just admit that she has experienced. I mean, you also might remember that 16-year-old Abigail Wheeler was kicked off her YMCA swim team for speaking out after she was exposed to a man in the women's locker room. What is going on here, Melanie, that women can't even feel safe anymore?
I completely get the willingness to be anonymous, the wanting to be anonymous, but I would encourage these women to stand up and put their names on the paper, only because when we shrink back and kind of hide from what we know to be the absolute truth, we have to stand on that. And that is the only way to make them change. But it is ridiculous that a woman should be in a female locker room and be exposed to male genitalia.
Absolutely.
The whole point of Title IX was so that we don't have to deal with this foolishness.
Exactly.
So that we do have equality when it comes to sports. And you cannot, to Evie's point, you certainly, what a person's gender is not a matter of opinion. It's a matter of
right. You got the chromosomes, and that's what they're staying. saying. All right,
Yes,
Evie Edwards, Melanie, Collette, really appreciate your commentary.
To say.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.